What's good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, let's talk Gennady Golovkin for a few minutes. One of my favorite fighters of the last 10, 15 years. I'm trying to think where I have him in my list of favorite. So I'm not saying best, favorite. Top five. I used to love and I still do love watching Gennady Golovkin fights. He just comes to fight. You can't ever say that he doesn't. I might do a list actually of my top 10 favorite fighters of the last sort of 10, 15 years, because he definitely is in that top 10. And like I said, maybe top 5. A lot's happened to Golovkin in the last sort of 6, 7 months. Obviously, he lost that fight to Canelo Álvarez, that fight of the year fight, fantastic fight. He's left Tom Loeffler, his long-term promoter, and there are rumors circulating, I think it might be true as well, that he's left Abel Sanchez. So a lot's happened. He was the undisputed middleweight king 8 months ago, and now he's having to fight his way back up there. But if the rumors are true, there is almost light at the end of the tunnel now, which will enable him to become the undisputed middleweight king again in, what, less than 9 months, right? And we do know that he has spoken to both PBC and Dazn about contracts. Now, what we're hearing is that both of them have offered him a 2-fight deal. Let's talk about the Dazn one first. Now, the rumor is that, and this is, I think I read something on Michael Benson's Twitter page, is that Dazn want to offer him a 2-fight deal. Now, the 2-fight deal was worth 45 million. And the first fight they're looking at, which is interesting, and we're going to talk about this a bit more later, is Demetrius Andrade. And remember, that's for the WBO belt, which is strange because I'm sure that Demetrius Andrade has now got a mandatory against Billy Joe Saunders. It'd be interesting to see if they can somehow stop that mandatory and let Demetrius Andrade, who is talking about GGG, make this fight happen. Remember, Demetrius Andrade mentioned him after Demetrius Andrade beat Akavov. I think he said something along the lines of that he would like to fight GGG. Anyway, moving away from Demetrius Andrade, if GGG can beat him, it's still an if, because Demetrius Andrade is a very slick southpaw, they're offering him the winner of Canelo versus Jacobs. So that's what I'm trying to say. He legitimately could have the opportunity to fight for all the belts in September. And that is, again, a $45 million offer, right? So I'm guessing you're looking at, I don't know, 10, 15 million for the Demetrius Andrade fight, and then a big 30 million for the winner of Canelo versus Jacobs in September. He has to sign that deal. He has spoke with PBC, but PBC's deal is nowhere near as good as that. PBC deal, again, it's a 2-fight deal. We don't know what the first fight will be. I'm guessing it's going to be a gimme fight for good money. It won't be anything like 10, 15 million, but it will be for good money. And the second fight they want him to have is against Charlo, which will be on pay-per-view, which will be for big money. Charlo doesn't have a belt, right? Charlo is a name. He is a good fighter, but he doesn't have a belt, so makes no sense. So taking all that into consideration, it does look like he will sign with Dazn, which makes sense. That's where all the middleweights are. The only other 2 top-level middleweights really are Billy Joe Saunders, BT, and Jermell Charlo with PBC and Al Heyman. Both of those guys don't have belts. And both of those guys aren't really big draws either, right? They're not necessarily big draws. I thought Charlo could get there, but it looks like we're struggling to get him there. And Billy Joe Saunders, I just don't think he's a big draw. I don't think Billy Joe Saunders is a pay-per-view guy at all. So yeah, it does look like he will sign with Dazn. He has a chance to get all his belts back. I read an interview where it said Eddie Hearn went to go and meet with him. So I don't know if it's a straight Dazn sign-in or whether it's a sign-in via Matchroom. If it is a sign-in via Matchroom, then it's a massive sign-in. But what do you guys make of this? How realistic, or what chances do you give him of this time next year having all his belts? I would say it's unlikely, just because I feel if the winner of Jacobs Canelo is Canelo, again, we're talking about a year older GGG and a year better Canelo. I would say if 1 is no chance, 10 is absolutely, I would say it's 4.5. So middle ground. But what do you guys make of it? Let me know. Peace.